I'm feeling life. Shine a light on these Raptors fans, energized by a key Game 3 victory of the Orlando Magic, enjoying themselves with a vigorous tailgate party, knowing full well that a victory they would make this series a best of 3. The club scored a franchise playoff record, 108 points in Game 3, 9-3 all-time in the playoffs at home. Who's the boss? The Raptors fans are hoping that CB4 carries them through, and the good vibration towards a key victory in Game 4 on the score. Magic won the first 2 games of the series at Amway Arena as the scene shifted to Toronto. The Raptors struck back in Game 3, winning it 108-94, shooting a blistering 49% from the field. Now it's Game 4 on the score, the swing game, as it's no country for old men. These fans ready to distinguish the thin red line between victory and defeat in a pivotal contest in this Eastern Conference playoff series. Certainly the fan support was a story in Game 3. We'll see if it can be that story once again and imbue this team with more spirit. As we welcome you to the Air Canada Center, I'm Matt Van Burke. It is great to have you with us. A huge triple header on the score today. Well, we'll get right to the point. TJ Ford and Jose Calderon had 35 points and 16 assists in Game 1, out-dueling Jameer Nelson and Keon Dooling by 16 points and 9 assists. That was a major story. We'll see if they can continue that today. Also, Jason Capono has 11 three-pointers so far in this series, shooting 61% from downtown. His contribution has been enormous. Game 4, Magic and Raptors. Let's listen in for the pre-game introductions.
Know thyself. Know thy enemy. Thousands of battles. Thousands of victories. Are you ready?
A 6'6" guard, number Just give me the light.
President's Choice Raptors playoff basketball is brought to you by Ford, powered by you, by Adidas, impossible is not, by Rogers, and by President's Choice.
Well, the Air Canada Center once again a sea of red, and for the fans, over 20,000 on hand. They're going to be enlightened by Game 4 in a situation for the Raptors down 2-1. Our starting lineups brought to you by Adidas.
Turkoglu, Howard, Lewis up against Moon, who did a great job with a double-double in Game 3. Andrea Bargnani and Chris Bosh. In the backcourt, Jameer Nelson has been on fire this series, except the Raptors toned them down in the last ball game. And Maurice Evans, TJ Ford, 18 in the first half of Game 3, and Anthony Parker.
Right, Jameer Nelson collapsed after the ball game, Leo, and suffered serious back spasms, but he's good to go. And the way the Raptor point guards really took advantage of Orlando the other night, that was a key moment in the game.
It really was. Coming into the series, the Raptor point guards have to make a statement, and they did that in Game 3. TJ Ford, Jose Calderon, both aggressive, not just on offense, but also defensively.
It'll be very interesting to see what Stan Van Gundy does, defending now the pick and roll by the Raptors, which simply burned his ball club the other night. And for Sam Mitchell, he's saying, I'll play small ball. And he got great production, not only of the point guards, but also out of Mario Moon with a double-double of 11 points and 10 rebounds. Our winning strategies brought to you by Mr. Sub.
Well, the first quarter, a team that has won the first quarter has won the game. With the Air Canada Center fans behind them, the Raptors have to take it. Second is work Superman. The Raptors are +8 in the glass. Remember, Dwight Howard, 3 of 8 from the free throw line and only 4 points in the second half. Mix it up. Raptors did everything. 31 assists, shot 49% in Game 3. Also split 24 points off of turnovers. That's the way to get your offense.
And for Chris Bosh in this series, averaging 21 points, 7 rebounds. He has been outstanding from the free throw line, getting there 28 times for Dwight Howard. Turned the ball over 6 times in Game 3.
Yeah, Raptors showed him some different looks, very quick and aggressive on their double teams, and it made a difference.
And TJ Ford, brilliant, 21 points, 3 assists, 7 of 11 from the floor.
And he had his swagger back, Chuck. He was walking tall against the Magic.
Matched up against Jameer Nelson.
And Jameer Nelson has a lot of trouble with not only the quickness of TJ Ford, but the explosiveness and ability to pull up and take the jump shot of Jose Calderon.
And one has to believe, Leo, that Orlando is going to have to bring more of a sense of urgency here in Game 4 than we saw the other night.
Now, I would be surprised if they didn't attack immediately with Dwight Howard, Chuck. They're spending a lot of times on the three-point shot.
And this crowd has been unbelievable. From just about 30 minutes ago, they really got into it when the players came on the floor for their pregame shots. A sea of red, 20,023 the other night.
They're boisterous outside, inside the arena. They're just waiting for this game to get going.
That's right. You saw the opening tease with Adnan Burke on the score with that tailgate pep rally outside on Bay Street in Toronto, where they blocked off 2 blocks. And we are underway with the Magic holding a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. Swings a pass to Lewis, up top Nelson, finds Howard underneath, working on Bosh, rimmed out.
Have to pay attention to that. A lot of time in the lane there by Dwight Howard.
No foul called. Nelson took a flop. Bargnani, 3-ball coming up. Bam! You can lead up from downtown Richmond Hill. Goes to Sonny at Teresa 10. Watching Game 4 on the score. Howard with a finger roll and a pretty spin on the right baseline.
Just so quick off that dribble, Chuck. When he's aggressive and doesn't hesitate, he gets to the rim in that one big step.
Shooting 62% this series. Ford peels off the screen, line to the lane, the fade, the fire. TJ Ford, 7 of 11 the other night, pick it up where he left off. Lewis from the pocket, a 3, rolls off the iron.
Lewis has been struggling. Since Game 1, his three-point shot hasn't been what it's been all season.
Leo, he's 3 for his last 18. Bosh with the offensive rebound, the send-out, Bargnani. Our first quarter on the score. Brought to you by Capital One. What is in your wallet? What's in the pocket of Jameer Nelson is a long field goal.
You don't see Jameer Nelson making an awful lot of shots on the move, Chuck. He's a catch-and-shoot guy, even though he's a point guard. So very important. Get up on him, make him score off the dribble.
Bosch. That shot partially blocked by Dwight Howard. Another turnover for the Magic. So Parker with 14 on the clock. Bargnani putting it on the floor. The 16-footer too strong. Bargnani has started the ball game 1 for 3.
And Sam Mitchell's not going to have a problem with him shooting, Chuck. He's just got to be aggressive with his shot.
Edu Turkoglu.
Here's the guy that you really feel could be the key to Orlando winning this ball game and this series. Edu Turkoglu, when he starts attacking inside and out, makes an enormous difference for this ball club.
Averaging 19 points, playing 40 minutes a game. Bosch underneath, out of reverse.
Sam Mitchell looking for a foul on that. Nice job, Bosch, going into the body of Superman, Dwight Howard.
That's right, he's talking to Dick Pavetta, the veteran official, working his 266th NBA playoff game. Amazing.
Great job by Bosch, Chuck. He took the three-point shot away and also altered the shot around the bucket.
Here come the Raptors in transition. Howard with a block. Bosch to the rim. Another rejection by Howard. And Howard looks over his right shoulder at Bosch. Turkoglu. His shot rejected. It's a block party here on base break.
And part of the backboard, Chuck, at the Raptors' offensive end, some of the padding came down.
That's right.
Everybody over the rim. First of all, big block right there on Parker. Chris Bosch gets it right back. Drives the bucket. A little bit of space. That's just enough for Howard to get to the ball.
Howard with 10 blocks in the series. So the Raptor bucket and that glass right underneath the rim, it's got to be fixed, and so they're going to do some housework here.
Well, Stan Van Gundy has to be happy to see Howard come out and start blocking shots early. Remember, 4 block shots, or 5 in game 1. No block shots in game 3. Bosch going strong, and right there, Howard on the follow-through after making a block, took the rubber off.
And on the other end, the Raptors took care of business as well. Now, maybe you got some crazy glue on this glass here on the side of the board.
Duct tape, John. Always duct tape.
Always bring it.
And they're the franchise players in this series. Howard, 24 and 18. Just unbelievable numbers, although quiet in game 3. 21 and 7 for Bosch, shooting 43% below what he does on the season.
Leo, you made a good point about Orlando regarding Lewis along with Turkoglu going off.
Well, check out this defense by Bosch. Lewis, he gets up, closes out on the 3, then stays with him enough to alter that shot as Lewis goes to the bucket. Excellent job by Bosch. Lewis, he needs to go stronger. When he goes to the bucket at 6'9.5", he's got to attack.
Yeah, Lewis shooting only 34% in the series. And this is game 4 with Raptors winning that game 3 to put them in a position to at least tie the series and then make it a best-of-3 series.
Well, the first thing that jumps out at you, Chuck, as we said, our first key to the game, you got to get the first quarter. Whoever's won the first quarter in this series, the other team has just not been able to bounce back.
So Bosch for the Raptors, 3 of 9 to start the ball game. So we're all set. With 20 on the clock, 8:37 to go in the quarter.
Stan Van Gundy has to be concerned about one thing: getting Howard the ball. As dominant as he's been in this series, he could be much more so if they did a better job of finding him under the basket.
Turkoglu shooting over Parker. Putback jam, Dwight Howard. How many putbacks have we seen in this series, Leo?
Well, if we get a chance to see a replay on that, nobody blocked out. It was everybody jumping for the ball, and you don't win that contest with Dwight Howard.
Bosch, they go underneath to Jamario Moon, the fall-away jumper. Mario Boone coming off a terrific ball game, played over 33 minutes, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 steal.
His activity on the glass last game was huge, and again, just too easy right now for Howard. If Bosch comes out, you have to get rotation coming over from the weak side. You know that's got to be a focus for Orlando, getting it inside to the big fella.
Ford with the standing dribble. 10 on the shot clock. This is Bosch from 18. So with Bosch, you give him that shot, he's got to back off because he can put the ball on the floor.
Giving somebody a shot and not contesting are two different things, Chuck. You want to encourage that shot if you're Orlando, but you got to get a hand up and challenge.
And the Magic with turnover number 2. Raps had 24 points off Orlando turnovers the other night. Moon measures a 3. And down the floor, it's Evans working against Bargnani. And Isaiah got a foot of that ball.
Excellent job of moving his feet and taking that shot away.
TJ4 with a rainbow. How high was that?
He had 6'10" circle on him. He knew he had to get it up, but he's got a nice rhythm with a shot right now. Really getting his legs into it.
Ford with 4 points and 3 assists. Bargnani overplays Howard. The ball comes out to Turkoglu. Nelson for 3. No. Offensive rebound. Lewis with a fresh shot clock at 24. Evans for 3. Offensive rebound. Howard. And Dwight Howard's just pulling for the ball. Nice pass for the dunk.
When you garner that much attention, you have to look for the open man. That was just an outstanding find by Howard.
TJ Ford. Did he force that, Leo?
A little too quick. It's a fine line again. When the player gets going, Chuck knocks down a couple of shots, he believes he can make it. And this is something the Raptors do not want to see. Lewis shot better than 40% on the season from behind the arc.
Lewis's first bucket of the ball game. Ford finds Bosch. On a pump, giving it up, Andrea Bargnani. Line to the lane. Ford from the corner. Lewis looking for more. Howard missed. Howard, no. That brings Delfino and the Raptors off the bench. Anthony Parker with a bucket. Magic by 1.
Raptors have to be a little bit more careful. 5-1 offensive rebound for the Magic.
Howard counted the foul.
Once the big fella's got deep post position, there's not much anybody can do. You got to work a little bit harder to push him out.
And the Raptors saying that Dwight Howard is setting up residence in that lane much more than 3 seconds. Our Four Coaches Edge featuring the head coach of the Raptors, Sam Mitchell. And one of the great things the Raptors did the other night, running that high screen and roll with the point guards, and Sam Mitchell said, yeah, our guards really came through.
Yeah, we just see those guys continue to pick up, and everything starts with them defensively, and you can't always count on them shooting the ball as well, but I think our whole thing is based on our defense, and it starts with the point guards.
Well, and also up front, you have to deal with Howard. We talk about blocking out, one of the staples to rebounding. Raptors out-rebounded the Orlando Magic 42-34, but check this out. Andrea Bargnani, he just gives him a little nudge. Howard just turns it and dunks that rebound. Again, shot goes up. Where's Howard? Nobody putting a body on him, just trying to out-jump him. You're not going to out-jump the NBA Slam Dunk champion. You have to do whatever it takes. Face him, push him, do whatever, but don't just let him jump clean for a rebound.
So they are runs with Dwight Howard going to the free throw line. He made his 8 first free throws in this series at Orlando in Game 1. Since then, he's 9 for his last 20. And this Toronto crowd, of course, letting him know, cheering, calling out his last name.
Actually, he even noted he was a little surprised about it.
Ford turns on the burst. The pitch out. Bargnani attach and shoot. And the Raptors are 7 of 17. Bogan's on the floor for Stan Van Gundy's ball club, averaging 9 points in the series. Lewis underneath. Howard turns and scores.
And that's how simple it is. For some reason, Orlando misses opportunities like that. The big fella flashes. Don't wait. Don't monkey around. Just drop it inside.
Parker slashing. Parker blocked by Lewis. With 12 on the clock, Raps retain possession with 4:02 remaining first quarter.
It just seems that whenever the Raptors get in jump shot mode, Parker's one of the guys that's always going to try to drive that ball and get him back focused in on attacking the rim.
Now they clear the side. Bosch on Howard. The kick out. The 17-footer, Jamario Moon, rolls off the iron, and the Raps are cold.
And they're getting some good looks, too.
And they go in an alley-oop and a soft left by Dwight Howard. And that's the game plan. Finally, the light bulb has started to come on for the Magic offensive half-court sets. Why bother shooting a three when you got Dwight Howard in the post?
It's one thing when you're hot. When you're firing on all cylinders, sure, take the shot. But when you've got a guy like Dwight Howard, you have got to give him every opportunity to score.
Dwight Howard with 12 points, 6 rebounds here in the first quarter alone. And Caputo has checked in. And who's he coming in for? Yeah, well, they're going to have to wait because the ball was already with the official Derek Collins. And now Caputo is checking in after going to St. Mitchell. Everyone sorted things out on the sideline. This is Bosch. So for the Raptors, Leo, you've got Parker, Ford, Moon, along with Caputo and Bosch. Nelson, that's a foul.
And that's the type of defense TJ Ford is capable of giving you. Even when he's beat, he's quick enough to recover and get body to body on Jameer Nelson. That's where Nelson shows a little frustration and uses that forearm to push off.
And Jameer Nelson's coming out of the ball game.
Julian gives you a little bit different look. He'll take the open shot, not afraid to jack up a three, but he also likes to go to the basket, especially against a smaller forward.
Parker. Anthony Parker is 1 for 4. Raps shooting 38%, Orlando at 48%. Keon Julian to Bogans. Lewis on the baseline. On a reverse, and he's fouled by Jamario Moon. So Dwight Howard dominating the first quarter for the Orlando Magic with 12.7 rebounds. The Magic up by 5 on the road. 2:40 to go first quarter on the score. More NBA playoff game coming up in Orlando on Monday, 7:30 with the tip, 4:30 Pacific on TSN. And Dwight Howard has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Orlando doing exactly what they need to be doing, giving him the basketball. And when he's not getting it, he's getting himself off the offensive board. Raptors, as we talked about, need to do a better job boxing out. But this is how simple it is. Quick passes. Don't play games. You see him open. He's got position. Drop that ball inside. Teams try to front. He can get anything you throw above the rim. But just a tremendous start for Dwight Howard. 12.7 boards already. 3 blocks. How about that percentage? 6 of 9.
I'll take it. I'll also take Adnan Burke. Adnan, what's happening?
With a body carved out of granite, Dwight Howard is surprisingly gentle off the court. His favorite movie is Finding Nemo, and he and Chris Bosh even had dinner after Game 1 and split the check. Stan Van Gundy said what he wanted to see from Howard was more easy baskets. He felt that too often he's expending a lot of energy at the offensive end, getting those second chance points and offensive rebounds. So they're trying to run more easy plays for him so that later in the game he doesn't tire down. So far, it seems to be working. Source?
Yeah, it's a different pace, and it's a different era where you have guys, opponents going out to dinner on an off night. It's unbelievable.
How about these guys making all kinds of money, splitting the bill?
Yeah.
Come on. How about Sam Mitchell ran into Dwight Howard as well. Say, why don't you stop hitting my guys? He goes, Coach, I don't want to hit anybody, but Superman might hit him.
Yeah.
Now he said it a little differently, but
yes, he did.
To that effect.
Raptors need to put some kryptonite around that rim. Keep him away. Jared Lewis going to the free throw line. Lewis 4-5 in the series.
Lewis is an interesting player. At his size, he's got that great range to knock down the three, and when he chooses to, he can be a factor driving that ball to the bucket or getting to the offensive glass. But at times, he has a tendency to just get casual and comfortable on the court and settle for shots as opposed to being aggressive and taking advantage of what the defense is giving him.
Second round pick. And back in 98, signed a 6-year deal, $126 million in the offseason, leading the Seattle Supersonics.
We go out to dinner, he's buying.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Capono. That's goaltending. And Dwight Howard. How about Capono? Yeah, Capono and Delfino and Polo all scored at least 15 points off the bench in Game 3. So Capono will get a hoop for that. Something no three teammates have done, Leo, in an NBA playoff game since 1990, some 18 years ago today, when Lichty, Rasmussen, and Davis did it for the Nuggets.
But the Raptors have the ability to do that when they're spreading the ball around. 31 assists in Game 3.
From TJ Ford.
Great job of pulling Dwight Howard right to him and finding the open trailer.
Lewis, that pass deflected. Howard at the foul line. This is Bogans. Hoists up the three and nails it. That's the third triple for the Orlando Magic. And Sam Mitchell is all over Jamorio Moon.
You got to get him off the three-point line. As you said, with most of these guys, their percentages aren't as good when you're shooting on the move as opposed to getting that pull-up shot.
What a block by Dwight Howard on Jamorio Moon. That's number 4 in the quarter for Howard. On a pump and a drive. Lewis threw it away. Intercepted by Moon. Ford. Jamorio Moon. Count it now. What a turn of events in just 30 seconds for Jamorio Moon.
A lot happening there. Moon gets his shot blocked. Recovers defensively. Tries to contest the shot of Lewis. Then rotates off and gets the steal and able to come back down at the other end. Now, he got that shot blocked. I love that from Jamorio Moon. And Sam Mitchell will appreciate that effort of attacking the basket. The only thing you can do better in that scenario is go a little bit more to the body of Howard. That's it. You want Moon to be aggressive and attack.
Jamorio Moon. This has been a situation from training camp, Leo, that Sam Mitchell's taken Moon under his wing. And the club was in Italy. He told reporters, this kid can play.
Sam's done a great job of nurturing him.
And a steal. Calderon giving it up. Bosh for the dunk.
Almost a dangerous play. He Turkoglu let up on that play, Chuck. Calderon should have taken that.
The Magic lead at 3. This crowd really into it. Turkoglu wide open. Missed 5. Rebounded by Bosh. Of the shot clock. Calderon a double-double the other night. 18 points, 13 assists. And that ball tapped away out of bounds by Toronto. With 10.8 seconds remaining. And the Raps have a foul to give. Leo, sometimes it's good to take a foul. Sometimes you just got to let it play on.
Absolutely. Got to read the situation.
Dooley to the cup and scores.
Now that would have been a good time to take a foul, Chuck. Once you saw him turn in the corner, have an opportunity to get in the paint, you got to take it.
So at the end of the first quarter, 21-26, Magic. So Calderon and Bosch hook it up again.
Good defense, handling that pick and roll. And Calderon, T.B. Turkler just lets up on this play, and that allows Bosch to throw it down.
So the Raps find themselves at home down by 5 at the end of the first quarter. We'll get ready for more NBA playoff action on the score from a sold-out Air Canada Center here in Toronto. 31-26 Magic.
Orlando Magic leading the Toronto Raptors 31-26. But these fans still want to sink some more shots of their own. The tailgate party will not end, even though the game has commenced at the Air Canada Center. As we bring you our first quarter stats brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. A tightly contested first quarter, but Orlando had some hot shooting, 52%, nearly 10% better than the Toronto Raptors. Also an edge on rebounding at the offensive end, 5-2 overall points in the paint. Orlando certainly making an impact. One of the best matchups of the series so far has been Rashard Lewis and Chris Bosh. Lewis did a nice job of fronting Bosh in game one. Since then, Chris has made the adjustment. He said the key for him was his feet. As long as he moves his feet quicker, he can get around Lewis and get deeper position and thereby easier baskets. As for Lewis, he did admit he has been spending a lot of energy on the defensive end on Chris Bosh, and maybe that is why his offensive game has suffered. Certainly, he needs to rediscover his shooting stroke. Source?
Well, you're right, Ed. He's 1 for 4 in the ballgame. Lewis is shooting 34% of the series. And during the course of the season, Leo, he was a 45% field goal shooter, which is very good considering he takes 18 to 22 footers.
Oh, and that's why he's got to take advantage of his height and attack the rim.
We have a lot of ball coming up right here on the score following our game. Lakers and Nuggets in Game 3 with LA holding a 2-0 series lead. The Celtics at Atlanta. Hard to believe the Hawks had not sold out that playoff game. The first playoff game at Atlanta since '99. Tickets still available at Phillips Arena.
Chuck, even in their heyday, it's always been tough to get fans out in Atlanta for NBA ball.
Yep, more people are famously concerned with the NFL draft for the Falcons picking third. Bosh with a step back on Gortat. I like the job Gortat has done in about 10 minutes combined in the 2 games he's played.
He comes in, he works hard, he gives you some energy, but that's a guy Bosh has got to take off the dribble right away, Chuck.
He has moved ahead of Donald Foyle on the depth chart.
It gives you more height.
Calderon slapped that ball away out of bounds with 7 on the clock. Rasha Nesterovic has checked in with the Raps going small ball. Nesterovic has played just 15 minutes the past 2 games. Bosh leaves.
Well, in Game 3, we saw exactly the same substitution. Gortat came in the game. Sam Mitchell answered with Rasha Nesterovic, and Chris Bosh was able to get some meaningful minutes on the bench to rest.
Turkoglu leans and scores off the glass. There you got Delfino, Capono, Parker, Nesterovic, and Calderon. Raptors down 33-26.
Well, this group for the Raptors should be able to get some good movement and spacing on the floor, and illegal screen there
That's
by
the
Rasha
second on
Nesterovic.
Rasha, Leo, in as many games.
Officials have been calling us very tight in this series, more so than we see during the regular season. Rasha Nesterovic still moving right there, trying to get Keon Dooling, helping Jose Calderon out.
Delfino playing Turkoglu, extremely physical. And Dick Pavetta has called a foul on Delfino. Second quarter brought to you by Toyota Tundra. Chuck Swirsky, Leo Hobbs, and Burke. Paul Graham, our producer. Troy Clara, our director, with Matt Bloom, John Russin in the truck. Leo?
Well, the right decision by Turkoglu. When you have a player that's in your face, really pressuring you like that, first thing you have to do is put the ball on the floor and go to the basket. It's an automatic foul in most cases.
Turkoglu looks at the shot clock. The step back. Way off the mark. Turkoglu, shooting the 3-rock, has missed his last 8 attempts. Nesterovic got his shot rejected.
Well, how about that block by Turkoglu? You don't talk a lot about his defense.
No, you don't.
But that time, climbing high to get Rasho Nesterovic's attempted dunk. Little drop off of Jason Capono. Rasho pretty clean right there.
Yeah, that is the 6th block in the ballgame for Orlando. 4 by Howard. Dooley to the rack, rejected by Nesterovic. And Parker is tripped by Gortat.
Rasho Nesterovic, enough of blocking my shot. I'm going to dish it out here myself. The big fella inside on Keon Dooley. This is what Dooley wants to do. He'll take the shot, but he much prefers to drive to the bucket, but Rasho sending it away.
Second quarter action on the score. Nesterovic. Capono gets a look. Got it! Turn it foul! Capono got pushed in the back. And this will go against Evans.
Like all great shooters, Jason Capono is outstanding without the basketball. He knows how to set up his man. He feels the defender, sees what's in front of him, and uses that dribble or the step into the shot to get his shot off anytime he wants. And you know, he's got a level, and all great shooters have this, Chuck, a level of cockiness with his shot. He believes that every time he shoots, it's going in. You see him before the game, he's not rattled, he's not nervous. He knows that he can make his shot.
He's 15 of his last 23. 33-29 matchup.
Extended minutes have made a big difference in the playoffs for Jason Capono. He said it himself. It makes a big difference when you know you're not coming out of the game if you miss 1 or 2.
And we're going to have a 3-second violation on Gortat. This is something that Stan Van Gundy's concerned about because his starters have logged 20 minutes. I mean, Howard in the neighborhood 44, 45 minutes. Turkoglu 40 minutes.
Well, Howard's a young player, but this Magic team needs him on the floor to be successful.
Calderon has missed his first 2 shots. Raps shooting 41%, the Magic at 50%. Dooley, Gortat had the ball knocked away. Gortat has it on the baseline. He's out of Fulton. 4 in the shot clock. Dooley, no. Rebound, Raptors. Down the floor, it's Capono on a pump. Comes up shooting using window. Stan Van Gundy looking at his bench right now. Trying to make a decision when he should substitute.
And even three-point shooting teams, Orlando, Toronto, you got to be a little selective on when you're jacking them up. Sometimes you just want to hold it up, get a little bit better ball movement.
Delfino. And it's a 2-point Magic lead. Orlando's going to talk it over. This is a 5-0 run by the Raps. Get this crowd back to the ballgame. So Stan Van Gundy and Sam Mitchell. You don't think they want it? Welcome back. Fans go to Raptors.com through the playoffs. Play along live with Raptors Shot Caller, presented by Ford. You predict what will happen next on the court. You could win autographed Raptors jerseys or a VIP experience at next season's home opener at Raptors.com. Adin?
Thank you, Swerve. Here with Mila Kunis, who's got a hit, and forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm the envy of every man here because I get to talk to her. What brings you to town now?
I'm shooting a movie called Max Payne in Toronto, and they asked me if I wanted to come to the playoffs game, and I was like, yeah. So I brought my brother with me. So yeah.
Good to have your brother here as a chaperone. Who are you pulling for then? The Raptors?
Yeah, the home team, of course.
Are you a big basketball fan in general?
Of all sports, the best. Yeah.
Well, either way, we'll watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall again. Look out for some more projects. Thanks, Mila.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Swerve.
All right, and then as Lewis back on the floor with a curl in the lane. And Stan Van Gundy has said, I've seen enough. We have Turkoglu, Nelson, Lewis, we got Bogans, Gortat. How about Jason Capone with the left hand?
Yeah, he's just playing with so much confidence. He's not afraid to attack. He's mixing it up, getting inside. He's taking some shots. He keeps coming.
Capone off the bench with 7 fouls. Is going to midcourt. Let's see if Stan Van Gundy brings back Howard. Lewis from the corner, a 3. No.
Lewis has had some success going to basket. I'd stay with that.
He's very content, though, just to shoot that 3.
As we talked about, he gets in a little bit of a casual comfort mode, and he'll stay there. But if you have opportunities to go and you can score, why get away from that? Stay with what works.
Mario Moon taking a seat next to Mike Evans, the assistant coach.
And now Raptors no longer small ball. Without Howard on the floor there, you got some size.
Carlos Delfino, he's had 2 tough shots with defenders right in his book. That's 11 points off the bench combined for Caputo and Delfino. It's a 9-4 second quarter run. Tied at 35. Bosch banging away with Lewis on a post-up. The pitch out, Nelson up top. Bogans with a triple.
Well, Bogans is always the one guy everybody just seems to forget about. You don't talk about him much, but a guy that works extremely hard at the defensive end and, as we've seen in this series, makes that open shot.
Recommitted himself the offseason to playing. Caputo. Jason Caputo, a lot of fans are saying, where does this come from? What happened during the regular season?
Great shooters know how to create separation. And Caputo's as good as anybody at doing that. That time spinning to get room for a shot.
Make it 9 points off the bench on 4 of 5. Lewis working on Bosch. Flips it up. Out. Lewis. Layup. Good play by Rashard Lewis staying with the play.
Rebounding becoming a very big factor so far early in this game for Orlando, Chuck. Advantage overall, 20-14, and 6 offensive rebounds.
They got Turkoglu playing Bosch. Up and under. And they don't count it, and a foul with a play by CB4.
That's the move right there. Turkoglu can't handle Bosch in the post, and even with Gortat coming over, too little, too late. Bosch sending it home. Strong move inside.
Chris Bosch at the free throw line for the first time of the ball game as Howard returns. Bosch is 26 of 28 in the series.
Those are the type of numbers that Dwight Howard has to aspire to, Chuck, making free throws. Both players get to the line. Bosch does a better job of finishing, although couldn't get that one.
And both teams have gone to the line only 3 times in the half. Turkoglu. Lewis.
Well, he's had some unbelievable wide open shots. Just can't get him to go down. Good setup by Turkoglu.
Lewis is 1 for 5 behind the arc. Bosch driving on Lewis. Up, no, he goes back to the free throw line. A determined Chris Bosch. So the Raptors down 40-39 with 5:31 to go. We'll return with Bosch going to the strike when we return on the score. On the score, Tim Hortons X Factor featuring Anthony Parker and Pete Bogans.
Pete Bogans off to a great start. And I felt for Parker, Chuck, he hasn't been shooting the ball as well as he has during the regular season in this series so far. He's due for a game. Hopefully for the Raptors, it may come here.
Parker is 1 for 4 with a couple of points. Story for the Raptors off the bench once again in this series has been to play Jason Capono.
Now, we talked about creating separation if you're a shooter. Watch the way he uses his body against Bogan. A little hesitation, stop, start, you create space. Now he recovers. He's going to use the body, read the screen. He goes towards Rasho, spins away, realizes Gortat's not coming, takes the shot. But that's what great shooters do. They'll stop, start, spin, do all kinds of things to get opportunities to shoot. And major difference, 10 points difference on the season and the playoffs. And how about the percentages? 64 and 61% and 9 points in 9 minutes already here.
Well, Capono, during the course of the regular season, Leo, as you mentioned, played less than 20 minutes a game.
Well, that's been a difference. Over the last, 3 months of the season, last 2 months of the season, minutes were about 16 and a half. Then now he's up to close to 29, 30 minutes a game. And it just made a huge difference for him to maintain a rhythm when he's on the floor. He can miss a couple of shots and know, hey, they'll come back to me. I can keep playing here. And the good thing for Sam, anyway, is that he's defending, Chuck. He's working hard at defensive end. He's getting out there. He's putting his body on people. And that's allowing him to stay in the game, even if a shot or two doesn't drop.
It's the Raptors' first lead since the opening quarter when it was 13-11. Meantime, during the timeout, Sam Mitchell was having a few words with official Derek Collins when Dwight Howard was initially speaking to the official. Sam Mitchell came over and just said, hey, come on.
Don't talk to him. Don't give him any favors.
What a catch by Howard and a foul. Russia to Savage. That was a hard foul, but a good clean foul.
But not to oversimplify the game, but this is all it takes. A quick pass. As soon as Jameer Nelson got the ball, he threw a bullet into Howard. He can catch in traffic. And he does a pretty good job of feeling the defense. Makes the catch, turns, gets the foul.
Howard has missed his only free throw attempt, and Hebe Turkoglu just motioned to Howard, put the ball in. He raised his right hand with that follow-through on the delivery. Coaching credit going on.
Generally, his follow-through's not bad. If I was going to motion anything to him, Chuck, I'd flex my knees and say, get a lift and keep it all one motion.
He is 9 for his last 22 at the foul line of this series. Raptors basketball. 41-40 Toronto. We approach the bottom of the mark here. First half action on the score with Balderon. Swings it to Capono.
Excellent look by Jason Capono. 2 defenders running at him. Quick little drop off to Chris Bosh. A guy that just understands how to play. There's that separation we talked about. Rubs his man off. Chris Bosh and immediately recognizes the opportunity for his teammate. And you see what he did that time, Chuck? He went over the top of the screen. You'll see him go under, go over top. Whatever it takes, he'll do it based on how his man is playing it. Number 1 rule in the game of basketball, play against your man. He will dictate what you need to do.
Well, the important thing as well for the Raptors, they are finding Bosh. He's attempted 9 shots in a half. He's going to the foul line, coming up his 5th attempt. He's got 14 points.
He can get there. He is so good at drawing fouls, and he's relentless. He will keep coming back. He'll keep you honest with the jump shot, but then he'll come back to that drive.
Well, they're going to ride him, Leo, and there have been times, and we've called enough ball games where they have forgotten about fouls.
Absolutely. No different than Orlando has done with Howard. Bosh's significance to the Raptors is enormous because of that ability to get to the free throw line.
Howard played the first 13 minutes of the ball game, took a good ride on the bench. He has not scored since 3:34 remaining in the opening quarter. Lewis, way off the mark again. He is 3 for 10.
Rasho Nesterovic did a great job on that, Chuck. We've been talking all along. Do something, anything, just don't jump with Howard. He just grabbed Howard to make sure he didn't get the rebound.
Calderon, 6 on the shot clock. Jameer Nelson with a foul on the service. And for for Nelson. That's going to be his second, putting Nesterovic at the free throw line. Free throws the Raps have missed in this half 3, and Orlando's gone to line only 5 times.
Yeah, and only made 2 thanks to Dwight Howard. Stan Van Gundy, always intense, already broken a sweat on the sidelines. Oh, the friendly bounce right there for Rasho Nesterovic.
Nelson, 3 points, couple of assists. Keeping the dribble against Calderon. Dances off to the right, steps inside the 3-point arc, and drains a 19-footer.
And Jameer Nelson thus far showing no ill effects or repercussions of the back spasms he had. He left the game after the game 3 and collapsed in front of their locker room. Just had to sit down and get off his feet due to the spasms.
Nesterovic in the baseline jumper. Rasho Nesterovic.
Yeah, Rasho knows if Dwight Howard doesn't want to come out there, you have got to take that shot.
Lewis to the rim.
That's the move.
I am perplexed why he doesn't do more of that.
And he even went off the wrong foot that time, but still has the ability to shoot it with his left hand off the glass.
Lewis with a deflection. Here's Turkoglu. And a foul on Delfino. Actually, a good foul on Delfino because Orlando had the numbers in transition.
Calderon thought everybody was leaning towards Capono, and he threw it into Bosch. Nice read by Lewis on that play, and there's the foul. He'll reach in, as you said, prevent a potential layup.
Ford is in. Calderon leaves. Calderon leaves, scoreless in 10 minutes, but has contributed with 5 assists. Ford with 8 assists. And he played the first 11 minutes of the opening quarter. Orlando ball. Jameer Nelson lost the handle. It's a 2-on-1. Delfino, Bosch, up and in. See, Lewis getting fouled. Well, that would have been a second.
Well, the play is made by Delfino, taking it right to the defender, make him commit, and then drops it off the box.
That's 7 turnovers for the Magic. Raptors on their home court. Lead by 3. And that pass is into Howard. That's a 3-second violation.
And that's something that Sam Mitchell has been asking for all game long.
So back-to-back turnovers for the Orlando Magic. They've got 8. And after Jameer Nelson simply lost the dribble, it was a Delfino and Bosch show.
Make sure you join us for Capital One at the half, starting the biggest boss that you've seen thus far, Glenn Shaler. He'll have news in the NFL draft. Where are Matt Ryan and Darren McFadden going, among others? And I'll talk to Raptors assistant coach Mike Evans for his thoughts in the first half so far. Let's go back to the source, Chuck Swirsky.
All right, Adnan, with the Raptors in front, 47-44. Dwight Howard, very quiet second quarter. In fact, he has not scored in this quarter. Granted, he has been on the bench.
Chuck, you're getting Coach of the Year.
Well, hey, how about the fans? They have been fantastic once again from the opening tip. And the posters they brought, the kryptonite right here, baby.
They're out there having a great time in here, Chuck. Everybody's smiling, enjoying it, and they're really keeping the Raptors up. Raptors' defensive intensity has increased. The pressure up there applying on Orlando, attacking the basket. In the second quarter, Toronto's outscored Orlando in the paint. They've out-rebounded Orlando in the second quarter. And now how about this? No points given up off turnovers for Toronto.
Leo, after scoring 31 first-quarter points, Orlando only with 13 here in the second period.
That's that defensive pressure. Raptors have really picked it up.
Ford, a looping pass. They got Bogan's playing box. Sam Mitchell calling for a loose ball foul with Nesterovic going to the rim on an attempted putback. And Dick Pavetta has called a
foul on Delfino trying to get around Howard. On this play, Bosch goes up. Rosh on the Sterovich. In what Sam Mitchell was talking about, either contact or potential goaltend, as Rosh was trying to throw that ball down into the basket.
Well, if they give Howard a block, Leo, that will be his fifth of the ball game. And we just checked with our ace stat man, John Russell, and they have, in fact, given Dwight Howard a block.
Oh, and remember, 0 blocks in Game 3.
Bogans, flat, rebound, Lewis. Lewis only 2 for 15 in the series behind the arc. He needs to drive to the cup. They take the ball out of his hands. Nelson swings it. Turkoglu, Bogan slashing, and he draws the foul.
TJ Ford catching Bogans across the arm. But what leads to this play? An offensive rebound. 8-3 offensive rebounds right now for the Magic. Bogans freeing himself up in the corner and sees 2 defenders running at him, and TJ Ford stuck dealing with Howard coming down the middle and Bogans coming into the paint.
Leo, let's not kid anyone. I mean, Orlando took over 803, second most in NBA history, so this is their game. They can't reinvent the wheel in a 2-week period in the playoffs. But you would think with the spacing that they would do a better job at least attempting to go to the basket.
Well, and it's another thing, if you didn't have players that can put on the floor, but Lewis can, Bogans can, Turkoglu can, Stan Van Gundy has players that have the versatility to attack if they choose to do so, if the Raptors are taking a 3 away or if they're not knocking them down. But so far the ratio of 15 threes attempted to just 7 free throws, not a good one unless you're on fire.
1-point lead with 1:45 remaining. Parker, Bosch. They've got Turkoglu playing him again.
That's a goaltend.
That is a goaltending. Dwight Howard.
Officials right on the play. Dwight Howard took that ball right off the rim while it was still in that cylinder, the imaginary cylinder above the basket. Fadeaway shot by Bosch, and there's the snag right in midair.
3-point lead. Jameer Nelson, Turkoglu, he has struggled behind the arc. He's missed his last 8 threes. Nelson, in and out, stays out. TJ Ford, here is Ford. Good decision. Parker, clean look, 3-ball. Kept alive by Bosch. Capono to Bosch. Spins, tried to go up and under, forced it up and missed it.
Well, I tell you what, Capone's got to take that shot, Chuck. As hot as he's been, you want to be unselfish, but that's a great shot for him.
And Turkoglu got stripped. Here is TJ Ford. Turner, foul!
TJ Ford got up. He thought it was an offensive foul. He didn't realize it. He got the call. Jamario Moon getting a kick out of that reaction. Good recovery right here. Raptors didn't score at the other end, but Capone gets it back. TJ Ford sees the opportunity, and Jameer Nelson never had position.
Jameer Nelson's third. TJ Ford, I asked him the other day when the crowd was chanting his name, I said, did you hear it? He goes, no. And I said, wow. I said, the crowd, you know, it's been up and down for TJ Ford, as we all know, with the TJ Jose thing. And he said, but I appreciate the support. He said he doesn't go to bed after a game, Leo, until about 4 a.m. in the morning. And I said, really? He said, what do you do? He goes, I watch the game. And he said, I said, okay, so when do you sleep? He says, I can sleep until noon, 1 o'clock.
Right, he said that he studies the game. He goes over it. He really tries to be a student of the game because that's really it for him. He has the quickness and the physical skills. Once the rest of it comes together, it's not a problem. That's decision making.
And so then I said, okay, well, like when you wake up in the morning, do you have a nutritionist? I mean, how do you keep the energy going? I said, what do you eat this morning? He goes, you want me to be honest? I said, yeah. He said, I had a watermelon, I had strawberries, and a Snickers bar.
Well, whatever works. And he said, if somebody asked him, you know, what's the difference? You know, who helped you through this, the first 2 games and having that big game 3? He goes, me. You know, everybody panicked. He goes, I knew I could do better. I watched tape. I took a look at what was happening, what I need to do, and I made the adjustments.
Turkoglu going to the free throw line for the first time of the ball game. He is 19 of 21 in the series.
Well, the big one was game 3. The last game, he got to the line 13 times, made 12.
How about the play of Starovich coming out?
Now, Rasho's done an outstanding job. Limited minutes, but he came to play 11 minutes, 3 points, couple of boards, but very effective, especially trying to keep Howard away from the rim. Now, so far in the series, we haven't seen Calderon and Ford on the floor together. This is their opportunity here with 27 seconds.
So just for ball handling reasons?
You've got 2 ball handlers. You've got TJ Ford who can break you down. Calderon's shot the ball well in this series. He can spot up if Calderon can break down the defense. You've got 3 outstanding 3-point shooters in Capono, Parker, and Calderon along with Bosch on the floor.
Dooley, a defender against Ford. He's got the lane. Ford the quickness. 5 on the shot clock. TJ Ford. Rebound Bosch. Feeder roll. 3 seconds remaining. This is Dooley. 53-48, Raps by 5 at halftime. Howard was scoreless in the second quarter. Bosch having a big ball game. 21 in the first half in 20 minutes. So the Raptors. And then, Burke, what do you have for us?
Well, Swirsky, I'm here with Jason Capono. Jason, your hot shooting has continued as you're giving the Magic a dose of Californication. How come you've been so successful from downtown?
I'm just trying to go out there and play hard, just trying to help my team win. Obviously, you know, all the guys are setting screens for me, so it's a good flow for us right now.
You knew that the Magic would make adjustments after Game 3. Is this what you guys were expecting, at least offensively, from them, and have made the adjustments defensively?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? Like, we knew that they didn't really play that well in the third game. Obviously, like, they started out hot. We just want to try to close down the paint.
Thanks, Jason. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you so much.
Swirs.
Okay, Adnan, thank you. So CB4 has played 20 minutes in the first half, and Bosch, the line, 9 of 14, 3 of 5 from the line, 21 points, 4 rebounds. Bosch to the Raptors, up 5-5 at home, trying to end the series on the score.
Game score right now, it is the Toronto Raptors leading the Orlando Magic 53-48. Well done for the Raptors in terms of trying to stymie what has been Orlando Rush, leading to Capo 1 at the half stats. Let's break it down for the way it needs to be broke, as they like to say. For the Raptors, the shooting percentage much better, almost 48%. The Orlando Magic at 44. 3-pointers, though, Toronto just 1 of 6, while Orlando is 4 of 17. That continues a trend for them, despite that first quarter of Game 1. They've really been struggling from downtown. Rebounding department, Orlando still has the edge, and assist-wise, it is the Raptors. Here with Mike Evans, the assistant coach of the Toronto Raptors. Mike, so far it seems like this series, games 1 and 3 were blowouts, games 2 and 4 have been closer. Why do you think that is?
Well, number one, you know, we've kind of figured each other out a little bit, what our strengths and weaknesses are. It's a chess match, you know, and they make a move, we make a move, and each one of us looking for the advantage. And right now in this half, at the end of the half, we end up with the advantage, so there are 2 more quarters to be played.
Defensively, what's the matchup you want to try to slow down Dwight Howard? Is it Rasha Nestarovic, or is it using a double team?
Well, we kind of use both. I mean, we use the double team early, but sometimes that doesn't work because he gets such great position. The double team is useless when he's that close to the basket. And sometimes we come in and use Rasha, who's able to push him out a little bit further on the floor.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Edman.
Swirs.
All right, Adnan, thank you. Rasho Nestarovic came off the bench. In 11 minutes, put a body on Dwight Howard and made a nice baseline field goal.
And you can't measure what Rasho does always with statistics. It's the physical presence. Here he's hanging, bumping with Dwight Howard, constantly getting over there. He makes sure he knows that you got to put a body on him. You got to foul him at times. Don't just give him anything easy. Keep him as far away from the basket as you can. But he's always got a hand on him. He's trying to irritate him, bother him as much as possible, so he just can't have his way on the floor, Chuck. And, you know, Howard dominated in the first quarter, but really was a non-factor in the second quarter. And Rasho, again, statistically, doesn't sound like much, 3 and 2. But in his 11 minutes of playing time, he did a great job. Also gave Bosch a chance to rest during part of that 11 minutes on the floor.
You know, Leo, it's going to be very intriguing with our winning strategies is for you to go down and check off what's right and some of the things the Raps have to work on.
Well, whoever's won the first quarter in the series has won the game. And Raptors did lose the first quarter. Let's see what happens for the remaining two. Work Superman. Yes, he did have 12 in the first quarter, but how about 0 points, 0 rebounds in the second quarter? Again, Rasha Masterovic, a big part of that. And finally, mix it up. Raptors 16 assists, just 2 turnovers, no points given up off those turnovers. Almost 48% shooting. They're getting it done. That way, they're also scoring points off a turnover.
Winning strategies brought to you by Mr. Sub. Now, Leo, Stan Van Gundy and the Magic, they defended the home court, won the first 2 games. Raps won here in Toronto. It could come down to the first team winning on the road. That could be the breaking point. Who's going to win this series?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now for the Raptors, they didn't necessarily get that lead off the first quarter they would have liked to. But coming out of the gates after a half, you really want to assert yourself, get the crowd going in this ballgame with a great start.
Raptors lead 53-48, matching their biggest lead of the ball game. For Orlando, they have got to get the ball to Dwight Howard. Simple as that. Somehow, some way, get it in his hands. This is Bosch over Howard. The Magic 4 of 17 behind the arc, and they start the third quarter committing their 10th turnover.
And this is what's frustrating for Howard and for the coaching staff of Orlando. Forget about trying to be fancy and tricky and leading him and give him the ball. Throw it to his hands and give him the ball. They have so many silly turnovers trying to pass it to one of the best big men in the game.
Parker, way off the mark.
Well, I really thought this was going to be a game for him to get it going offensively, Chuck. Just 1 of 6 shooting. And we haven't seen Parker stay in such a prolonged slump as he has in this series.
He is 5 for his last 20. Lewis. They go underneath to Howard, counted the foul.
See how simple that was? Nothing fancy. Lewis fakes a shot, just throws it down to Howard, and let him take care of business.
That might be a good idea for Lewis because he's 3 for 15 beyond the stripe. You got to get the ball to Howard.
Well, you've got to have a better reaction. You saw Jamario Moon on the bottom there, Chuck. You can't wait to see if Howard's going to get the ball. You have to anticipate that he is going to get the ball. He's their main guy. Drop down in front of him as quickly as possible.
Howard at the foul line, 0 for 3, 9 for his last 23 at the stripe. And so it's a 53-51 ball game. Third quarter brought to you by Hyundai. Chuck Swirsky, Leo Rollins, and Burke on the score. This is game 4 of a best-of-7 series. We'll be in Orlando Monday night. Andrea Bargnani, foul line right. Bosch got away with a break. He climbed the back. Boy, what are the Magic doing? Turnovers continue to mount.
11 turnovers now for the Magic. Raptors have scored 9 points.
Bosch with a spin. Nope. Bosch, the offensive putback, got stripped.
I'll tell you what, that was a great rebound. Bosch has got a little bounce to his step. He got up quickly to get his own miss.
This is Lewis. Evans. That's a triple. That was effective in game 1 of the series with Evans. And the Magic lead by 1.
In that first half in Orlando, that very first game, 4 of 4 from 3.
Bosch with 23. That might be right now his comfort zone. No one's guarding him. He's got that clean look from 15. That's a travel on Tiffany, the third turnover of the quarter for Orlando.
Well, Chris Bosch is just such a difficult player to guard for a player like Howard. And that's the whole idea behind small ball. You want to put Howard in a position to have to guard Bosch or another perimeter guy. Stan Van Gundy knows if you take Howard away from the basket, especially defensively, his effectiveness decreases.
Anthony Parker.
Finally getting one to go down. That was a good-looking shot right there. You know one thing about him, Chuck? Even when he's struggling, the shot. He doesn't alter a shot. He doesn't shoot it timidly. He goes up and takes the shot.
Came over just in front of us. You flinched, Leo.
Well, no, I had my hands ready, Chuck, because I've been in this situation before where you've abandoned me and dove out of the way, but I wanted to make sure you were okay in case that ball.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to buy that. Lewis. Good hustle.
Andrea Bargnani can't be a spectator. He's got to get involved in this game in more ways than shooting.
I think Bargnani with a block from behind. On Jameer Nelson. Ford, Parker, no.
There's some contact on that play.
And Turkoglu, another carry, another turnover. That's 13 in the ball game. Number 4 in the third quarter for the Magic.
Well, he do Turkoglu. Normally a guy takes good care of the basketball, Chuck. Very erratic in this game. And Parker definitely had a case, got hit on the arm.
On the other end of the floor, we had the ball knocked away by Orlando out of bounds. 8:35 to go third. Sam Mitchell, his team up by 3 at home. TJ Ford shooting over Lewis. Tough shot.
Just comes at you so hard with that dribble, and with his quickness, you're in retreat, you're on your heels, and you just can't recover enough to contest the shot.
Raps have reeled off the last 6 points. 59-54. Once again, the Raps managing their biggest lead of the game. Another turnover, the 5th here in the 3rd. This is Jamario Moon, slipped, lost his footing. I wonder if he pulled something, Leo.
Yeah, he's holding on to his groin right now. That's a dangerous play.
He's holding that left thigh area near the groin. You're right.
Well, his leg just split apart when he slid on the floor there, Chuck, and you got to hope he's okay.
TJ Ford took Jameer Nelson to school. Nelson playing with 3 fouls. Ford now with 10 points and 8 assists.
Sam Mitchell yelling over to Jamario Moon, even though you can't walk right now, if you're in the game, you've got to get up on Evans and don't give him another 3.
Jameer Nelson with a pull-up. He's sprinting down the floor. TJ Ford, shot for a pump and a dunk. And the Raptors with their biggest lead of the ball game, 63-56. Timeout Orlando. So the Raps off and running after a missed shot. And who better to deliver the rock? TJ Ford. Bosch with 25 of the ball game, and Ford is 1 assist away from a double-double. Hyundai, think about it, some NBA trivia. Prior to Calder on the Moon in Game 3, when was the last time 2 Raptors had double-doubles in a playoff game, Larry?
I definitely have to think about that one. Now, we saw a great bucket by Chris Bosh. He's playing possessed basketball right now. He's trying to go strong to the bucket at every opportunity. He throws us down. He looks up at the crowd. Let's get it going. Good, solid basketball. But Jamario Moon made this happen. He's holding on to his groin. He goes up, makes sure Orlando doesn't get the ball. And by running the floor, he's going to create an opportunity for Bosh. Takes up some space, draws a defender, Bosch steps in. Nice drop off of TJ Ford, but now he had to go to the locker room with trainer Scotty McCullough. And you have to hope, best case scenario, they're going to take him back, stretch him out, and hopefully he's okay. Worst case scenario, obviously doesn't come back, at least in this game.
Sam Mitchell really working the officials in this game. More than we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, both coaches are doing it. Here's where Jamario Moon got hurt. Coming down the floor, right there, just slips. Left foot goes away from him and immediately grabs onto his groin.
So the Magic trailing 63-56. Dwight Howard is scored just 3 points in the last 2 quarters. Jameer Nelson with a strong move to the cup. TJ Ford looking at official Joe Forte with a very late whistle. Dwight Howard.
Now, Dwight Howard gets frustrated. There was a time earlier this season, remember his coach Dan Van Gundy called him out
for defense.
For defense and for demanding the ball. He said, you know what? What made us successful early in the year when they got off to a great start was that Howard was blocking shots. He was rebounding. The offense was secondary, but it came. All of a sudden, Dwight Howard said, hey, give me the ball. But the reality is this, and Stan Van Gundy knows it, his team does not do a good job of getting the ball. We've seen it, especially here in the third quarter, an inability to get him the basketball.
So Dwight Howard with 15 points. He had 12 at the end of the first quarter. 7 field goals, a lot of putback dunks. Bad pass by Ford. He got tangled up. Poor spacing by the Raps. This is Turkoglu to the cup, flips it up. No, putback jam. Dwight Howard.
And you got to give the young man credit that this number of times he doesn't get looks, he still will continue to go after the ball on the glass.
3-point advantage for the Raps. Andrea Bargnani called for a foul on Rashard Lewis.
Bargnani's thinking, hey, wait a minute, that's what Dwight Howard does to me when I'm trying to defend him. Here's Bosch on Howard, trying to deal with him. He steps over to help out on Turkoglu. That's where immediately Capono's going to drop. If Bosch is picking his man up, he's going to drop to Howard and just push him out there.
And Joe Forte has pulled 3 seconds on Dwight Howard. That's what we saw the other night, the third quarter. Very, very choppy. A lot of whistles. 15 turnovers for the Orlando Magic. 6 here in the third. TJ Ford. For Ford, 12 points, 9 assists in 20 minutes on 6 of 11 from the floor. He shot the ball very well last 2 games. And a lob pass, he threw it behind Dwight Howard. Nelson did. So give another turnover for the Magic.
And again, you've got one of the best jumpers in the game. Where do you throw it? You throw it to the rim. Not away from the basket.
Bargnani. Offensive rebound, Bosch. Oh, Capono wanted to shoot that ball.
But he made the right decision.
And we're going to have a foul on Bosch. Yes. That's his second.
Well, it would have been the right decision had the Raptors been able to execute, but Jason Capono didn't want to force a shot. Good defense here by the Magic. Keedu Turkoglu giving Dwight Howard a little bit of help on the dribble.
2 personals on Bosch, who's played a team-high 27 minutes. Mario Moon back on the bench for the Raptors as play continues with Parker and Ford. 65-60 Raps. Bosch on Howard. Bosch's skill set offensively, it's much more versatile than Dwight Howard.
Absolutely, at this stage of their careers, no question about that. Bosch, again, playing like a man possessed. He knows he's going to drive. He's going to try to get to the basket. He's been mixing his game up extremely well with the jump shot and the drive. And, of course, getting to the offensive board. He's been very, very effective in that area as well.
Bosch with 26. Turkoglu is going to lead. Bogans comes in, Leo. Turkoglu having an off night, only 6 points, 2 of 8 from the floor.
And showing some frustration. He did not like that last shot Maurice Evans took from the corner and was very vocal about it. This is something we haven't seen from this Magic team till now.
For a team that won 27 road games, there's Turkoglu still barking away. 27 road wins on the season, but they have not looked comfortable here at the Air Canada Center, a place they won early in the season in Toronto. Howard with a dunk. When he dunks, it's more than a dunk. It's an earthquake.
I mean, you know, he's moving that ball from one side to the other in midair, avoiding defenders.
5-point Raptor lead, 4:15 remaining. Yanni, and we've got a foul, a blocking call. This is going on Bogans.
Well, Bargnani really didn't make a big effort to put that ball up, but he saw Bogans late and went right into him. If the player's that far under the basket, the call is going to go in your favor. And Lewis at the other end, about the only guy that could get Howard the basketball, and Howard's spectacular finish on that play. Orlando coaches kind of dismayed at a lot of the criticism directed toward Andrea Bargnani. They feel that his upside is just amazing, that with his skill set, the things he's able to do, put the ball on the floor, his first step, the shooting range, and the defense he provided against Howard in the last game.
Andrea Bargnani with 5. We've received word that Kamario Moon with a right groin strain, but he should be able to come back if Sam Mitchell needs him. Here at 69-62, Raptors at home trying to even up the series 2 games apiece. Bogans for 3 right in front of the Raptor bench. Bogans has played well with 11 points in 18 minutes.
Yeah, he's just had a good series. All his numbers are up from the regular season.
Playing with a lot of confidence, too.
He's a tough guy. He's the one guy in his team that's got an edge to him. He's not afraid to jump out of his teammates and challenge them to step up.
Rashard Lewis on Bosch. So it's a 69-67 ball game. Ford at the point. Parker comes off the screen, knocks it down. He's looked good his last 2 shots.
Exactly, and in the last 2 shots, he's curled off screens and really stepped in and risen high on his jumper.
Lewis again to the cup. They call this on Bosch. It's his 3rd.
Much more determined Lewis. He's really becoming a big factor here in the 3rd.
Yep, this will go in CB4. So for Bosch, number 3. Things tightening up here. 2:59 to go, 3rd. Welcome back here on The Score. And folks, if you love NBA playoff ball, you're going to love The Score. Following our game, Lakers, Nuggets, and then Boston at Atlanta. Right here on The Score, Leo.
A lot of ball.
Yes, our Rogers Ask the Expert, featuring Leo Rollins, the head coach of our men's senior program. And Leo, today's question, well, that's why you're the expert. You're going to be able to, navigate your way through this. What's the difference between a legal and an illegal screen?
Well, for Kelly in Regina, bottom line is when you're setting the screen, you have to hold your position. You can't move on the screen. We've seen a lot of it in this series where players are moving. Now, 2 things happen. If the offensive player with the ball doesn't wait for that screen to be set, he sometimes puts the screener in a real difficult position, and he almost gets caught inadvertently still moving to establish position. So 2 things have to happen. The screener has to establish position, and the guy with the ball has to let it develop before he uses the screen.
All right. Well, how about TJ Ford, Leo? A double-double. He's got 10 assists, 10 of the Raptors' 20. Go along with 12 points.
Oh, much like in Game 3, he's been very, very aggressive, doing a good job of distributing the basketball. Nothing fancy, simple passes. He's attacking, pulling defenders towards him, finding the open man, and swinging the basketball, getting that ball going from one side of the floor to the other. And with that quickness, he can always break you down, get in the paint almost at will, especially against the Jameer Nelson, who maybe right now is not 100% after suffering back spasms last game. But 12 points, 10 assists for TJ Ford, 6 of 12 shooting. Jose Calderon hasn't gotten on the board scoring-wise yet. He's only taken 2 shots, but 5 assists. Nelson for Orlando, just 7 points on 2 of 6 shooting.
We've seen a different TJ Ford these last 2 games.
Much more confident, more aggressive. As he said, playoffs are about adjustments, and he's done that. He's taken a look at what Orlando's doing. He's looked at their strengths and their weaknesses, and he's really done a great job of exploiting them in the last couple of games.
Jameer Nelson has had a 7-point, 5-assist ball game in 26 minutes. That's the matchup of the point guard after Rashard Lewis going 4 for 4 at the line with 17. 71-69 Raptors with under 3 minutes remaining third. Capono came off the bench, had 9.5. Bargnani, no, long ball comes out to Howard.
Would have been a good opportunity to throw it up to the rim to Bosch. Chuck Howard stepped out on Capono. Bosch had a matchup inside.
Howard. They double him. Swings it. Bogans. Pocket ball. Nope. Bosch. Book it.
29 points for Bosch. During the regular season, he averaged 33 points against the Magic this year.
Raps maintain a 4-point lead. Nearing the 2-minute mark, third quarter. Evans, a loose ball foul on Howard into it. We got the wrong guys for Orlando taking the shots.
Well, Evans trying to go to the bucket, trying to go up strong. Howard a little late going for the ball, but Bosch has been going after every missed shot. Notice more of a Bargnani taking a break right now, but more of a bounce as Delfino in for him to Bosch's step, Chuck. He just looks a little more active than he's been in this entire series.
TJ Ford had his shot rejected. Dwight Howard not even running down the floor. Now finally he sets up on the block with Turkoglu posting up Delfino. The double. Dooley looks at the shot clock. This is Turkoglu with 3 seconds on the clock. Turkoglu on a reverse. What a play! Oh.
Well, you got to make a little bit of an adjustment. Spectacular shot by Turkoglu. But with Delfino, get off him a little bit. He's been struggling with his shot, just 3 of 9. See if he can make a jump shot. You know he can drive. Nice job by Howard getting over there, getting a piece of that shot.
A bad pass by Evans. Howard runs it down and finds Evans with a slam. Well, the Raps fell asleep.
Well, everybody took off. They thought they had the basketball. Everybody ran down the floor. You don't go until you know you have possession.
Leo, this is an 11-4 run.
Hey, Magic aren't going away. Raptors are going to have to fight right down to the wire.
Bosch on a power move to the rim. Dion Dooley with a foul.
Sam Mitchell jumped up immediately. He's saying, hey, a little unnecessary contact on his main man, Chris Bosch. Hedo Turkoglu, right now you want to back off a little bit, see if he can make a shot, steady drive. Remember Bosch, Chuck, he's playing with 3 fouls. So every time somebody's driving to the bucket, that's putting Bosch in jeopardy. So as a teammate, you don't want to put him in that position.
Bosch has missed 3 free throws in 8 attempts. Raps are 10 of 15. They came in #1 in the NBA in playoff field free throw percentage, Leo, at 91%. Today, 67%.
Yeah, normally the Raptors are very, very good at the free throw line. Don't get there often. Bosch is the main guy for them, but they do make their free throw.
Let's see who Dick Bavetta calls this foul line. Delfino.
That's a big break right there. You just don't want a call right now going against Bosch in that situation. And you got to give Orlando credit. There's a lot of movement towards the basket every possession right now. They're getting away from those long shots and they're being more aggressive going up high.
Howard made his last free throw attempt. Prior to that, he had missed 3 in a row. Howard is 4 for 13 here in Toronto shooting free throws. He's 1 for 6 this afternoon. 74-73 Raps. We're down to the final 10 seconds. Third quarter. They clear the side. Toss against Howard. So we go to the fourth quarter, and it is up for grabs. Dwight Howard, 19 points, 14 rebounds. Bosch with 30 points. It's a playoff high with 8 rebounds in 32 minutes. You're watching NBA Playoff Ball. Toronto Raptors basketball on the score.
Third quarter stats brought to you by President's Choice. And right now, Seven Nation Army could not hold back Chris Bosch, who's putting together one spectacular game so far. As you see, the Magic succeeding when it comes to three-point field goals. The shooting percentage is fairly close. Orlando has the edge and rebounding as well. There's one issue that Sam Mitchell has been harping on with his team throughout this series, and is that of spacing. Leo mentioned earlier the fact Toronto has an excellent ratio of assists to baskets in Game 3. So far today, that's also been a good sign for the team. The more you can space the ball, the more times you give Chris Bosch one-on-one opportunities down low and allow CB4 to be effective. Swerve?
All right, then, our Hyundai thing about it. Well, we asked the question about the double-doubles the other night. Raps had double-double players with Calderon and Moon last time that happened in a playoff game featuring a couple of members of the Toronto Raptors. Got to turn the clock back to 2002. Game 2 against the Pistons with Davis and Chris Childs.
All right, Antonio Davis and Chris Childs doing a great job with the assists.
Well, the Raps are hoping from salami and cheese from Chris Bosch and company.
Chris Bosch is going to get a little bit of a breather right now. Rasha Besterovich, who did an excellent job in the first half, and Sam Mitchell is in the game right now. And teamwork will be the key right now for the Raptors in this final quarter.
Okay, Leon, I want to ask you a question about rest for a moment. Bosch has played 32 of a possible 36 minutes. Howard has played 30 and 36. So let me ask you a question about rest. With Gortat in the ballgame, why wouldn't Sam Van Gundy put Howard?
Bosch was complaining right here. Do you notice the arms of Howard? They're leaning forward. It's one thing to be extended and upright, but when you're leaning forward towards the defender or the offensive player and he goes up, that's a foul. We've seen that called throughout the playoffs in various matchups, and that's what Chris Bosch was looking for from Dick Pavetta when he went to that break.
Right, well, no call, but why wouldn't Sam Van Gundy put Howard on the floor against Besterovich, electing to go with Gortat?
Well, same reason Sam Mitchell's getting Chris Bosch on the bench. Chuck, give him a blow.
Are you telling me he can't play 42 minutes if Howard goes the distance?
I'm not his coach. That's up to Stan Van Gundy. He knows his personnel better. If he feels he needs a break, that's what he's going to do.
Parker driving. Parker up and in. Difficult shot, but Anthony Parker with confidence.
Anthony Parker set it off the top. This was why he's my X factor. He's a big-time player. Struggled in the first half. He's 1 of 5. He's more than made up for it here in the second.
Turkoglu to the rack, trying to go up top of the dunk.
That looked to be a travel.
It sure did.
As he gathered himself to go up, Sam Mitchell trying to get the attention of the officials right now. Turkoglu going up. Right, definitely a watch. Watching Nesterovic, he's on Gortat, but he knows he's going to come over and step up just a little bit late.
Nesterovic with his third. Turkoglu at the line, going for his 9th point of the ball game. 7 rebounds, 3 assists. But a quiet game.
Well, he's had a high turnover game, Chuck. 7 turnovers in this game for Hedo Turkoglu. And normally he's a guy throughout this season for Orlando that's been the decision maker, the guy making the right passes. You look at the talk about the point guard play for Stan Van Gundy's team. Turkoglu has been one of the reasons throughout the regular season that they've been able to compensate for that because of his decision making with the ball. But he has struggled in this game thus far.
Calderon, Delfino, Nesterovic, Capono, and Parker. Calderon still dribbling. Giving it up. Delfino with 6 on the clock. Taken away by Lewis. Magic can take the lead right here with a hoop. A double Turkoglu and a foul on Parker. He got up near the chest area. And for Parker, who's played 31 minutes, his first.
It's their second team foul.
Dooley. Offensive rebound, no. Lewis looking at Dick Bavetta. He wanted to call.
That was a great rebound. Just got to go up strong. Kind of got rid of that ball a little quick.
They run high screen and roll. Calderon.
Shot right there. He passed up all last time down the floor. So Calderon has got to look for a shot, Chuck. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Being a little passive with his own looks right now.
Hogan's still solid defense by the Raps. 76-75 Toronto. We have played just over 2.5 minutes, 4th quarter. Calderon against Gortat. Are you kidding me?
Excellent patience. Calderon dribbling it out, pulling Gortat out, setting him up, waiting for the opportunity, and then getting that ball up nicely on the glass.
Lewis ties the ball game at 78. Rashard Lewis with 20.
And this is where it's maybe not a bad time. He's been pretty effective at going into the paint, Chuck, and that's when you try a three-pointer again.
Calderon, he wanted a call. No whistle. Turkoglu. There's Lewis. Good decision by Rashard Lewis.
Offensive rebounds. The Raptors have to do a better job. 12-7 right now in favor for Orlando. Go back to game 2. 3 big offensive rebounds down the stretch. Ice that game for the Magic.
And Delfino with a foul in front. And for Delfino, that's number 5. 2 teams tied at 78. It's getting pretty intense here. Part of a crowd of 20,416 in Toronto. And welcome back our Miller Genuine Draft smooth play of the game.
Hedo Turkoglu working a baseline on Carlos Delfino, going up under the other side of the rim and getting it to go off the glass. Nice job by Hedo Turkoglu for the smooth play of the game. And on the afternoon, 10 points, 7 rebounds, but the turnovers have been a big factor for him. 7 turnovers in this game.
Well, that is our Miller Genuine Draft smooth play of the game. A guy that probably said, hey, don't forget about me. I put together a pretty smooth play myself.
Well, Jose Calderon showing some patience offensively here, pulling that ball out. Driving the baseline, a lot like Steve Nash, not wasting his dribble, keeping it alive, getting Gortat to switch out on him now. When the opportunity's there, protects the ball, gets it up nicely on the glass.
if you're Gortat and you've got that matchup, what's he thinking?
Well, again, I think players have to be conscious of who's hitting and who's not. And even though he's a great shooter, Calderon he's only 1 for 5 in this game. The layup is his only bucket. And I think it's up to each player to understand that and try to keep focused on what players you want to try to back away a little bit. Gortat can give him some room, get still at 7 feet tall, get up and put a hand up on a shot.
Right, Leo, we've got Bosch, Nesterovic, Calderon, Capono, and Delfino. And for Orlando, Howard has returned with Rashard Lewis on the floor, Bogans, Jameer Nelson, and Edu Turkoglu.
Good job by the Raptors getting on Howard. He was surrounded by 3 white shirts when that ball came off the rim.
Calderon with 5 assists. TJ Ford has 11 assists. Point guards with 16. There's Capono. Air put back good.
Well, we've seen this happen the other way around. Capono, Howard did a real good job of challenging him. Nobody picked up his man, Chris Bosch, when that ball fell short.
Raps regained the lead with Bosch having a marvelous night with 32 points. Jameer Nelson.
I think Sam Mitchell would like to see Jose Calderon getting up a little tighter on Nelson. A little bit too much room to take that shot.
Calderon turns corner. Calderon stops, pops, missed. Tap no by Bosch.
I think Calderon was surprised how open he was when he turned. Good opportunity to use the glass, Chuck. Makes that shot really easy.
Dwight Howard. Slapped out of his hands by Nesterovic. And then Capono turns the corner on the baseline. He's rejected by Howard. It's loose and it's Raptor ball. Bosch, Nesterovic, Capono, 3-ball. Got it! Jason Capono, who had his shot rejected, raced all the way to the corner in the left side and nails it.
Oh, he wanted it back. He wanted to make amends, and he did an unbelievable job knocking that shot down.
Jameer Nelson for 3. What a ball game here. Tied at 83 in Game 4 of the playoffs.
And Sam Mitchell just raised his arms up once again. Got to get up on Nelson. He has shot the ball far too well all season long with that jump shot.
He's made his last 2 shots. He's got 12 in the ball game. Calderon going upstairs. Here's Bosch. Brings it out. Bosch got to get a touch. There's Delfino. You had Nelson playing Bosch, Leo.
Sam Mitchell was making that point as his team was coming down the floor.
Nelson showing some swagger. That's 3 straight shots by Jameer Nelson, who has 4 in 14.
Sam Mitchell wants to get a timeout here.
And the Magic on the road with 5:32 to go. 85-83 Orlando. We'll return here on The Score. Game 4. Chris Bosch, who's having a spectacular game of 32 points, 11 rebounds. He'll take on the Orlando Magic with the rest of the Raps coming up Monday on TSN 7:30 with the tip in Game 5. Leo?
Well, Washington is doing a good job defensively here on Dwight Howard. Knocks that ball away, and that leads to the other end of the floor where Capono pulls his man up, drives the ball, tries to use some body. Draw the foul on Howard, doesn't get it. He's upset. He's talking to officials, but then goes, hey, wait a minute. And Van Gundy's going, get over here. You got to cover this guy, but too late as he knocks it down. Always better, though. You see Patrick Ewing in the background.
Yeah.
Better to have Patrick Ewing behind you than in front of you when you shoot the 3.
I love it. Stan Van Gundy. Our Subway wrap-up with CB4. That's a playoff career high with 32. He has been terrific. Dwight Howard with 19 points, 15 rebounds, only 1 for 6 at the line. And on the glass, a +7 for the Magic. Now remember, Leo, you know the rules, of course, with Dwight Howard as far as fouling off the ball Then what happens, Leo? You get late game situation.
Yeah, actually, in the final 2 minutes, you can start fouling them off the ball.
Yes.
We've seen a lot of that in the Phoenix-San Antonio series. Greg Popovich doing an outstanding job at breaking Phoenix's rhythm by putting Shaq on the line. Here, it's going to become definitely a late game only scenario.
Yep.
But if it comes down to it, definitely a guy you want to see shoot some free throws.
This crowd on their feet. 20,416. Capono, elbow. Nope. Bosch with another rebound. That's number 12. Bosch over Howard. Yes. 34 for Bosch. How good has Chris Bosch been this afternoon?
That was his 9th offensive rebound that led to his bucket. Tell you how active he's been in this game.
Tied at 85. Nelson's had the hot hand, but step back. Bam! A three. Jameer Nelson on fire here in the fourth quarter.
4 for 4 in the fourth quarter. TJ Ford did a better job that time than Calderon did. He got up on him, tried to force a tough shot, still knocking it down.
They clear the side once again. Bosch on Howard. See if he gets another touch. They swing it. Ford on a drive. And we have a whistle. They're going to call a foul on Jameer Nelson. That will be number 4. 4:37 to go, 14 on the clock. Nelson has had a wonderful fourth quarter.
Yeah, he has really bounced back from Thursday night's game. His jump shot is flowing. He stepped up big, making huge shots down the stretch.
He's got 10 here in the fourth, Leo. Delfino lets it fly. Way off the mark. That hit the twine underneath the rim. And Carlos Delfino, 2 for 5. The Magic with one possession lead with 4:22 and running in game 4.
Hogan's altered that shot. He saw Bosch put it up a little too high.
Anthony Parker. Wow, he elevated Leo.
You're absolutely right. He just went up as high as he could. And remember, that's Dwight Howard contesting.
1 point lead for the Badgers. Turkoglu, the pitch out. Lewis on a drive. Lewis to the rim, flips it up, count it, and a foul. Big bucket for Rashard Lewis, who has 22.
The drive has been the key for Rashard Lewis in this game. And going to his left almost every time. Delfino coming over a little passively and too late. But this move by Anthony Parker, he rose up over the rim. Howard tried to get there. You don't see, especially a wing guy, get up and over Howard like that too often.
Leo Delfino was fouled out. And Sam Mitchell is going to bring on Jose Calderon. So you're going to go with Calderon and Ford at crunch time. With Capono, Parker, and Bosch. It's a 90-87 ball game with 3:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And our quarter is brought to you by Kia.
Talk about adjustments for Orlando. In the first half, Chuck, they took 17 threes. Rashard Lewis being one of those guys, popping them up, taking a long-distance jump shot. He took 6 of them. In the second half, the Magic, on this free throw, will have taken as many threes as free throws, which tells you their focus has changed. Even though they couldn't get it to go down, they're doing the right thing down the stretch.
And a turnover for the Raptors. You've got to guard Jameer Nelson. You cannot leave him. Turkoglu. And we have a foul on the floor against Toronto called by Dick Pavetta.
The Raptors just a step slow. Their help is a step slow, and your reaction. You can't get that far off of Turkoglu and go for a fake. Get a little tighter and just stay down on it.
This foul goes against Capono and Orlando. Now in the bonus, they'll be shooting free throws from here on out with the exception of offensive fouls. And Turkoglu is 4 for 4. The Magic are 13 of 19. our Ford Coach's Edge with Sam Mitchell discussing the play of his point guards.
But defense, the defense starts with the point guards getting up and challenging, and hey, who's been hot for Orlando? Jameer Nelson. You can't rely on this team missing shots. They had a great regular season, and even if they're struggling in certain parts, they can come back and haunt you by knocking out some big shots. But give Orlando credit. They focused in on getting to the free throw line here in the fourth quarter.
And how good has Turkoglu been at the line in this series? 24 of 26.
At 6'10", he should be getting to the line. That's a strength of his game. He's always matched up against smaller wing players, and he can put the ball on the floor, shoot over them, and does a great job of getting the contact when he does so.
The Magic with the lead, despite the fact they've committed 17 turnovers, leading to 18 Raptor points. Sam Mitchell, very animated. Stan Van Gundy, you know that heart rate is pounding right now. It's racing. 92-87 with 3:13 to go in regulation here in the fourth quarter. Raps looking to tie it up to 2 games apiece. Orlando trying to put themselves in a position at 3 games to 1. Bosch had it foul. Bosch with 36.
Credit here to TJ Ford. He just drives that ball, gets as deep as he can. Bosch is ready, hands up, and TJ Ford gets it to him. Bosch going straight at Howard. He's been pleading his case. He wants the free throw.
And Bosch is going to the line for the 10th time of the ball game. points, 13 rebounds for Chris Bosch. He's in good shape in the foul department with only 3.
Yeah, 13 rebounds for Bosch, 13 assists for TJ Ford.
Lewis with a runner. A floater for Rashard Lewis with 24.
Continues to drive him. Great decision making.
TJ Ford, big shot. Kept alive by Bosch. A circus shot by Parker.
He was looking for a foul all the way right there, but Raptors offensive rebounds. Bosch keeping it alive and Parker cleaning it up.
Raps now they need to make some stops here. Lewis against Capono. The step back. Turkoglu. Nothing but net. Right in the grill of Anthony Parker. Hedo Turkoglu with 15.
Wow, that's his first 3 in this game.
97-92 with under 2 minutes remaining. TJ Ford almost dragged that pivot foot and a block by Howard. Not a good half-court set for the Raptors.
Gotta have a little patience right here. You want to attack, but you can't rush your offense down the stretch.
Well, of course, you got to get the ball to Bosch, Leo.
He's been unstoppable.
Jameer Nelson. Turkoglu with the touch. Lewis. Got it. Timeout, Raptors. 2 huge triples by the Orlando Magic down the road. They've opened up an 8-point lead with 1:31 to go.
The 2 of the guys have been struggling as much as anybody on this team from behind the arc. Lewis and Turkoglu coming to life down the stretch of this game.
Well, after Jameer Nelson, this touch pass by Turkoglu. Huge shot. We're down to 1:31 remaining. Orlando 100, Toronto 92. And welcome back our Ford impact players.
Jameer Nelson struggling with his shot in Game 3 and for the good part of Game 4, but he has come to life in the fourth quarter, perfect from the field, using that dribble, stepping back, taking a jump shot, also creating a little bit by driving that ball to the basket and finding his teammates. But what a fourth quarter for Jameer Nelson. 17 for the game, 5 assists, 3 of 5 from behind the arc. 10 points in the fourth. Let's join that man.
Thanks a lot, Leo. Guys, Jameer Nelson told me at the start of this series he heard all the clippings of everyone saying, pontificating about the fact that he was the weak link of this Magic team. He said, last time I checked, we won 2 of 3 games of the regular season against these guys, so I don't understand how I'm a detriment to this team. He takes all those slights personally, though. He's been a career overachiever his entire career when you go back to his work at St. Joe's, and obviously he's proving once again that if you underestimate him, it's a dangerous liability for the opposition. Chuck?
And he really came to life. Now they're working on that back. Remember, he collapsed near the locker room after game 3. And he told reporters afterwards that he was going to be in good shape to get ready for game 4. But I think Nelson is the difference maker, Leo, and Rashard Lewis with some big hoops.
That's right. Both of those players have really stepped up. Rashard Lewis has gotten away from the 3, and he's been driving that ball to the bucket, even though he did hit that one big 3-pointer from Turkoglu. But between these two guys, they have really made major plays down the stretch of this game.
With 1:31 to go, let's see what the Raptors run here. Bosch with 37 points. He's been to the line 10 times. He's got 13 rebounds. 24 on the shot clock. Raptors down by 8 with Parker. Bosch. Parker, no. Rebound, Turkoglu.
Great job by Dwight Howard. He came up on Parker that time defensively and altered that shot. Major force in this game at the defensive end. He didn't block it that time, but he certainly changed it. 7 block shots. A little frustration there. Turkoglu throwing the elbow out.
So Hedo Turkoglu is 6 for 6 at the line. All right, Tim Hortons X Factor this afternoon with Bogans and Parker.
Yeah, Parker started out 1 of 5 and then picked it up, made some big plays. Bogans has a solid ball game. He's hit some timely shots, and he's always one of those guys just does the little things. He's not always going to get the basket, but he certainly creates opportunities for his teammates.
Leo, this is a 4-possession lead for the Orlando Magic with 1:22 remaining. Bosch, nope. And we have Dick Bavetta calling a foul on Bosch. This is going to do it, perhaps, with 1:15 to go.
Well, Raptors, the shots fell the well-run dry in the 4th quarter. Just 38% shooting for Toronto.
Where did the wheels come off?
Well, one is their offense. The Raptors became a little timid in my mind. 38% shooting. The Magic shot above 50%. And part of that is the defense. We saw a lot of open looks, good ball movement by the Magic, but at the same time, the Raptors defenders giving a little bit too much space, help coming a little bit too late.
You know, and I'm going to make a statement, Leo, and you're going to think maybe I'm a little off, but I think Dwight Howard, he's had a quiet second half. He has been offensively a non-factor.
Non-factor at times. Again, they struggled getting him the basketball, but he's worked hard on the glass with 15 rebounds, 7 block shots in his game, and you're altering some big shots. You may not get the blocks, but when you're forcing people to look for you and they miss shots because of that, that's a major presence.
Well, what I'm saying is they didn't need his offense here in the second half, which was a credit to their spacing. Calderon, nope. There's Howard, and with 60 seconds remaining, Orlando content now to eat some clock. I mean, guys like Nelson stepped up, Turkoglu, Lewis. And so it wasn't having to feed the post with Dwight Howard, but as Leo mentioned, Howard has played a terrific defensive game.
Well, they just changed what they're doing. We mentioned the three-point numbers in terms of putting up a lot of threes, not getting to the free throw line. And it's one thing when you're putting up a lot of threes and making them, but they made the adjustment and went the other direction and got to the line.
Our Subway wrap. Oh, the Magic, 56% shooting here in the 4th quarter. Leo, I got to ask you now that Orlando wins a road game. We talked about the importance of the first team winning on the road. Raps are going to be down 3-1 in this series. You got Game 5 coming up Monday night.
Oh, and Raptors have to accomplish exactly what Orlando did here. Raptors have to go on their home court and get a win. And I think that they have a lot of confidence if they can get a win in Orlando, they can come back here and take this to a Game 7. But you have to give the Orlando Magic credit. They've been an outstanding road team all season long. The Raptors bombarded them in Game 3 just like they were bombarded on the road. Big first quarter. In this game, Orlando took the first quarter. It was a different type of a game, as Mike Evans mentioned at halftime for the Raptors. You make adjustments. Playoffs are all about adjustments, so this game has had a different feel. But Sam Mitchell's team did get behind early in this game. A lot of NBA basketball coming up here in the score. Next, Lakers and the Nuggets, Game 3. How about Kobe 49 in Game 2? Celtics and Hawks.
It's a concerned bench. Jamario Moon left with that right strain in the leg area. So it's 105-92. Bosch with a dunk. 39 for Bosch, along with 15 rebounds. It probably is going to be wasted here with 35 seconds to go. As the crowd's starting to file out, 20,416. Raps will leave early tomorrow morning for Orlando, workout in Central Florida, and get ready for Game 5 on TSN at 7:30 on Monday night.
Stan Van Gundy has to be happy with the effort. Hedo Turkoglu stepped up, Jameer Nelson, Rashard Lewis, driving that ball to the basket, getting to the free throw line. Dwight Howard, major factor on the glass with 16 rebounds now. And fortunately for Orlando, the opportunity to put him on the free throw line wasn't an issue in this game in the final couple of minutes.
No.
Just 1 of 6 from the free throw line for Dwight Howard.
They didn't need to force the ball into Dwight Howard after they became very comfortable shooting that mid-range, long-range jumper. I thought Jameer Nelson turned this game around with 4 big baskets.
Yeah, and probably the disconcerting aspect of those 4 baskets, Chuck, it wasn't until the 4th one that TJ Ford made an effort to get up and alter, make him do something different, put it on the floor a little bit. The first 3 were just wide open looks that you can't give a player like Jameer Nelson, back spasms or not, struggling or not, those type of shots.
Number 43, Chris Humphries, and number 14, Joey Brandon for Toronto. Number 24, Jason Bonowitz with his second.
So with 33 seconds to go, 105-94. Turkoglu, Lewis, and Howard. Not a bad afternoon at the office for them.
Not bad at all. Howard, 19. Turkoglu also helped out on the glass with 9 rebounds. But Rashard Lewis, major player in this game, 27 and 12. Using his size, when he's matched up against the wings, he's got that height advantage and the length that he's used very well to get to the basket, as did Hedo Turkoglu.
Dwight Howard, his afternoon is done. 38 minutes. He set the tone early for Orlando with those dunks, block shots.
Well, interesting talking to Orlando coaches and people around the NBA before this game. The landscape has changed a little bit. Philadelphia up on Detroit. And you know what people are thinking. Patrick Ewing even talking to him before the game saying, you know what? If we get past Toronto, maybe we face Philadelphia instead of Detroit. And maybe we get to the Eastern Conference Finals as a result. So a little bit more incentive to play well in this series.
Magic come into Toronto and take care of business. They wanted a split, and they got it. And they're encouraging Kortat to shoot the ball, and he turned it over. No. So the Raptors are going to have to make some adjustments, Leo, and get ready for Game 5. And this ball game is over, and the Magic have taken a 3-1 series lead, 106-94 over the Toronto Raptors. Dwight Howard with a double-double. Bosch had a huge game for the Raptors.
Yeah, Bosch was solid for Toronto. Great effort, outstanding scoring and rebounding. He got to the offensive glass 9 times talking about his effort.
Our Miller Genuine Draft final stats. Leo, take us through it.
Field goal percentage, Raptors really tapered off, shooting below 40% in that final quarter, whereas Orlando shot well above 50. brought their final percentage up to that 50% marker. Also knocking down 11 threes to the Raptors 2. Orlando doing a better job at the free throw line, 21 makes, out rebounding Toronto as well.
And then what do you have for us?
I've got Rashard Lewis here, Chuck. Rashard, you talked to me earlier in the series and said that you were expending so much energy defensively on Chris Bosh. Maybe your offense was suffering. What turned it around the fourth for you today with those hot shots?
Just kept attacking to the basket. My shot wasn't falling early in the game, so I tried to attack the basket, get some easy layups, and I got my confidence rolling, and I was able to hit a couple of threes.
This was a close game through 3 quarters. What did Stan Van Gundy say to you guys in the fourth, or what adjustments did you make to really turn it on?
We got to stop turning the ball over. We had like 10 turnovers in the first half, and we got to help on defense. We got to space the floor well, but I think the main thing was just turning the ball over, and that was in fast break points.
This season, you guys had 25 wins at home, you had 27 on the road. Why are you so successful away from Orlando?
We real focused on the road. I think we kind of get away from home, and there's not too many distractions. And I don't know, we've just been a good road team this year. We want to continue to be a road team to get what we want to get.
Thanks, Rashard. We'll talk to you in Orlando.
All right, thank you.
Chuck.
All right, and then, so Rashard Lewis coming through at crunch time for the Orlando Magic. Big reason why the Magic have taken a 3-1 series lead by virtue of a 106-94 victory here at the Air Canada Center against the Raptors.